Good morning. It is Sunday, April 26th, 2026, day 17. We're, I think, around 8,400 feet. Just got my second cup of coffee going, so I'm going to start getting the tent unpacked. This is the best lighting I can do at whatever it is, 5-ish in the morning. I like hitting the trail between 6:30. If I have cell service, I may hang out in the tent a little longer, but anyway, so what's going on today? I did have a shorter day yesterday, but they were tough miles. So I'm hoping to have more of an average day today, maybe above average, maybe. It looks like from what's coming up ahead, I'm still gonna have maybe about 5 miles of a pretty thorny, unmaintained section, but at least hopefully there'll be more of a trail. Just the thorns haven't been cut back. And then in about 5 miles, I'll summit Diamond Peak. That sounds nice. And there should be cell service there, so I'll probably take a long break there. Then the issue becomes water. Where is the next water? So because I'm doing the red line, looking ahead at comments, there's no one out here ahead of me this year who is posting updates on water anyway. There could have been people who have gone through, but they just don't post for whatever reason. I'm trying to post because it looks like I'm the first one going through on the red line, just to let people know what's going on. So there's some potential water sources coming up that may or may not be viable. I can make educated guesses just by looking at previous year's comments at around the same time. But I have to completely discount 2023 because that was such a big snow year. There's going to be a lot more water running that year. So I don't give those comments any credibility. But I like looking at last year, looking at 2022 for like late April, early May. It gives me a better understanding of the probability of water being available. And then you just don't know until you get there. So I'm probably going to have to carry a little extra with me, just so I have enough to get by for tonight and tomorrow morning. This is a really good water source here. So I'll probably filter about 1 liter extra to carry with me. That way I can use it to make Gatorade. And then hopefully we do find more water along the way. And we'll see how it goes. That's part of being on this. Yeah, the PCT was much easier just because I started like April 7th. And there were, of course, a bunch of trailblazers that started mid to late March. And there was always like 1 or 2 people who would consistently and religiously post on Far Out what the water situation was like. And there isn't really any major alternates on the PCT. Some people will skip some of the snowy sections, but for the most part, you're getting very good water updates. And I know I'm hearing myself saying it water. I grew up in Philadelphia, so we just say water differently than most, but you know what I mean. Maybe I should start saying H2O. That's the morning update, and we'll see you on the trail. There were some nice views, huh? Unfortunately for me, I'm way off trail. I don't know what happened. I just followed the path and apparently I missed a turn somewhere. I might have been on the purple line for a while, maybe another alternate, but so I'm heading back to the red line. Probably a mile round trip. At least we got some views. Okay, so here's what happened. Nice little path here, right? Just moving along. But guess what? The CDT goes up this thing. No Karen, no nothing. I just continued on my merry way and screwed myself. So here we go. It was a nice trail. I was about to say, man, it looks like they've done some maintenance on the trail, cut back the thorns. But of course we weren't on the CDT. That might have been the Grand Enchantment Trail, I'm not sure. So, back on track. This is what I'm working through right now. Blowdowns and thorn bushes. The thorns just get in there and grab on for the ride. This is, yeah, not great. This is what I've been pretty much battling through the last hour and a half. Just getting torn apart between the thorn bushes and everything else and blowdowns. Man, this trail needs some love. It's got to end at some point, right? And just got a little tiny sprinkling of snow, which was kind of neat. But yeah, it's all the thorn bushes on the side that are just gripping and grabbing. And then you'll come to a section where there's just multiple blowdowns. So you're trying to get around or above or below the blowdown and trying to not get thorned in every direction. I gotta put the camera away. This takes some work. Yep, this is my life for the past 2.5 hours. 9:30, been at this for 3 hours. Finally got a little opening. Man, that is gorgeous. I was down in one of those canyons yesterday. Who knows if that one was the one? I don't think so. Hopefully we're gonna reach a high point soon. Back to battling the thorns. All right, just taking a quick break in this little open area to have a Cliff Bar at 9,200 feet. So this is the highest, and I think the peak we're going to is around 9,800. So we'll be just shy of 10,000 feet already, which is kind of cool. But there are more thorns in my future, so I got to get ready for that. All right, so it looks like I got to gain that ridge up there. There's supposed to be a trail over here somewhere. I don't see it. I can't find it. I think I'm just gonna make a line kind of zigzag straight up. All right, still climbing. Pretty sure that is Diamond Peak. That's where we're gonna top out. So look at this. They used to have telegraph or telephone wires going up to the peak. Okay, it's noon. We made it to the top of Diamond Peak, 9,839 feet. Man, it was not easy getting here. I think we might have another mile or two of bad trail, and then it gets better. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit, eat a little something, and start making my way down. A bit windy up here, but it's amazing. Well, there used to be some sort of structure here. That's pretty cool. This is just one view. It's like 360 views all around. It's pretty spectacular. But it's very windy, so I kind of have to shout. Very, very cool. Took a lot of work to get here. It's gonna be another low mileage day, but that's all right. So this is a spring reported on the other side of Diamond Peak, but it's not really viable. It'd be very hard to get any water from that. Maybe if you dug a hole, but yeah, not great. So this is an amazing sight to see. There's been someone out here doing trail maintenance, getting rid of these thorns. Maybe I'll be thorn-free for a while. That'll make a huge difference. It's looking a little smoky out there. When I had cell service on top of Diamond Peak, I had a text message from the CDT saying a section of the Gila River alternate is closed due to a fire right now. It seems very smoky out there. Okay, it's 4 o'clock, and I've been just hiking along here in the wind, along these canyons, and I realized that the one water source that I wanted to grab was dry, but then as I was hiking, I saw this tarp. There's water here. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how happy I am to see this. It looks like the Black Range Ranger's office maybe, but there's some water in here and I'm gonna load up and go a little further. But I've really been rationing, so now I can have some Gatorade. Oh man. There was nothing in the comments about this being here. This is amazing. All right, it's a little before 5. I would have loved to camp up here. There's some great views. It's just so darn windy right now. I'm gonna go down about another mile to a trail junction and hopefully find a flat spot there, a little bit out of the wind. The wind's just been brutal ever since I left Diamond Peak. I'm losing elevation to get to camp, and look what I see down there. See that? Another tarp. Interesting. Okay. It's time for Thirsty's story time. This is recorded the following morning. I just did not have anything left to tell the story last night. So you remember you saw that second blue tarp, and I had the backpack set down, and I went about setting up camp. Yeah, it got really windy there. I had my tent in the wind, and I got the tent set up. I got everything unpacked. The last thing to do was put the rain fly on. So I got to work putting the rain fly on. And then disaster happened. And it just happened in like a split second. A really powerful wind gust, sustained, came through. And I don't know if you've ever seen this. My whole tent just went flat to the ground. That's not a good sign usually. One of my tent poles, one of the sections snapped in half. And because those tent poles are like thin aluminum, now they're like a sheer sharp edge. Put a nice tear through my rain fly. And I'm just standing there looking at this, my whole world change in 2 seconds. So a few expletives were yelled to the skies, into the wind. The wind didn't care. And now I have a real problem. I have a broken tent, and I just can't stay at this location because if that kind of wind is coming through, I mean, I just got to go somewhere else. So now it's about a little after 6 p.m. I got to get everything repacked up in the wind. I got to make sure I don't leave anything behind because you're a little frazzled when something like this happens. I took my time, made sure I got all my tent stakes back, and then started marching along as the sun was setting. And I just need to get some protection from the wind. So the hike is beautiful. You're going around these canyons, but there's really you're on an edge on a hillside. There's really not a lot of flat spaces. So I just kept going along. I found a few potential spots, but nothing that was really great. And I just started looking at waypoints, and I saw 2.5 miles. I'd be at some place called Caledonia Pass. And it looked like from the topo, there'd be some more flattish spots. So I just kept heading that way. That's where I'm at now. I did find a flat spot. And so as the sun was slowly setting behind a hill, I got out my tent poles. They come with an emergency splint. So I had to take the 2 damaged ends, start banging them with a rock just to make them so I could get the splint over them. That worked. I was able to get the tent up. That's great. Then I just pulled out a bunch of tenacious tape and did a hodgepodge repair on the rain fly. Got the rain fly on. That worked. So temporary fix is fine. Just as the sun was going down and it got really cold really quick, I just got the tenacious tape on. But I noticed as I was putting that splint on, the string inside had been damaged a bit by the sharp edge, so not a long-term solution. So I'll reach out to Sarah either if I get cell service, or I'll use the InReach tonight and just ask her to ship. I have a brand new copper spur too at home. I'll ask her to ship that out to me to reserve. I'm not going to get to reserve for another probably 8 to 10 days, so there's no rush in shipping. And we'll go from there. But yeah, crazy end of the day. Just glad I was able to get the tent back in shape. It's chilly up here, so it's nice to have the rain fly on. Cowboy camping would have been a lot more miserable. So that's it for today from the future. and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. I'm up early. Everyone else is still sleeping. It's just after 6. And I'm getting an early start on Sunday for our last day of the quilting retreat. So I'll kind of show you what folks have been working on. Leslie's been working on this quilt. There's all my blocks. You'll see I need one more purple one, but I don't have my purple scrubs with me. And there is Lori's very large pop plus pop quilt. And Patty's been working on paper piecing and is making this into a framed wall hanging. There's a little person swimming on in there too. I made pretty good progress for the weekend. I just have to get more
great. You've done
purple
everything you
fabric.
can do.